People that live inside of condo buildings will fight against installing EV chargers, but let them, because you'll be the one that will show them how to do it for free. So we just started our brand new EV charging business, and now we're trying to decide which locations to target and who to go after to make some money. So you can go through the list of, businesses, restaurants, shopping malls, let's say movie theaters, goes on, right? But which locations are going to be the best ones to focus on for us? But today, I'm going to focus on one of the best options, and it's condo buildings. I'll teach you why they're awesome as a main target and how to get into these buildings. If you're watching this and you're serious about starting an EV charging business that actually makes money, I put together a set of advanced trainings over on my Gumroad. These videos break down exactly how to start, where to install chargers, how to pitch to site owners, and how to structure deals, step by step. If you want to be the person everyone's asking, how are you making all this money from EV chargers? This is the shortcut. You'll get real strategies, real numbers, and you can start seeing real traction real fast. The link's below. So with these condo buildings, it's not like there's one person that can give you a yes or no. Usually it has to go to what's called a strata meeting, where the different ideas are brought up to the owners in the building, and everybody will vote on if it's a yes or a no to add to the building. And I've been to tons of these meetings, both personally in my building and also as a salesperson with other buildings, trying to pitch our offer and have them give us the green light to install our chargers. And they're kind of monotonous and slow and a little bit frustrating and boring. And I'm usually on a Zoom call on a screen in front of everybody and just waiting until, it's my turn to pitch the offer. And usually they'll just unmute my microphone and tell me it's my time. And then once I'm done my pitch, they'll just cut me off, or sometimes I get to hear a little bit of what happens after. And this is the information that I've picked up and the best tips for you on how to close your condo building deals. And why condos work really well for what we're trying to do is because we own the chargers, we're willing to pay to put probably 2 EV chargers in their visitor parking. These will almost be like communal chargers that anybody in the building that drives an electric car can just go up, use our chargers, and then go back down to their residential stall. And this is perfect. I love this offer because in my experience, it's always usually one guy who's this gas car lifer, and he's saying, I'll never drive an electric car. Why would I want to have to pay for putting EV chargers in here? I'm never going to use them. These EV drivers don't pay to fill up my car with gas. Why would I pay to fill up their car with electricity through these EV chargers? It's the old classic rebuttal, and fair enough, I hear you. But with our offer, you don't need to worry about that, sir, because you're not going to have to pay for anything. We're covering all the costs. We'll cover the cost of the chargers, the install. We're even going to cover the cost of your electricity, because at the end of every month, we're going to reimburse you for the amount of electricity that you paid to go into the chargers. But remember, we're not just selling it at cost. We're marking up that electricity. So we are making a profit, and we're just reimbursing them for their electricity costs, but we're keeping the difference. And this can fluctuate, right? Because we own these chargers, they're ours. It's our discretion on how much we want to bill out for our electricity costs. But to use a rough example, let's say the electricity costs the building 10 cents per kilowatt hour, then we might bill out at 30 cents per kilowatt hour. But back to closing the deals with the strata or the homeowner association group, whoever's voting on giving us the green light for our project. Me as a salesperson, I love hearing all the reasons why they won't do it. Because if they start telling me, oh, well, what about this? Or if they start asking questions, how about the electricity? How about the idle fees? It means if they're asking questions, then they're genuinely considering it. They're not just saying, okay, yeah, sounds good, we'll get back to you. They're asking specific questions about how these charges might affect them. And to me, that's always a good sign. I love when they start raising concerns, because it gives me the opportunity to address those concerns and put them at rest. which will help give them more confidence that this is the right decision for them. And our offer covers all the concerns that they might have. There's no cost for the chargers. We'll manage them. We'll take care of any issues that might arise with them. And usually there's not that many issues with EV chargers. It's just making sure that they stay connected to the internet. We'll cover the cost of your electricity, so we'll reimburse you for that. None of the gas car drivers are going to have to pay for anything because they're not using the chargers. So basically, they're just getting chargers at no cost, which is going to be such a valuable amenity to increase the value of the building. It's going to keep all the electric car drivers happy, even though maybe it might be a band aid in the meantime until they get the whole building upgraded. But it's not one or the other. In my building, we have both. Our whole building is upgraded for EV charging. Every single stall has the option to have chargers, but we also have two chargers in our visitor parking that are faster than the ones that you'd have in your residential stall. So if you're in a pinch and you need, a faster charge, then you can just go up to visitor parking and power up faster than you would down in your own stall. So they're not mutually exclusive. You can have both. And I love this too because the demand or the utilization, which is how much the chargers are being used, is only going to keep increasing with time. And this next point is kind of a pro and a con. Yeah, it is pretty tough to get into these buildings. It certainly takes a long time because the AGM meetings or the group meetings where they all come to the decision and vote, they don't happen every day or every week. Usually they're once every 3, 6 months. So sometimes we have to wait quite a while until we can get an answer. Expect anywhere from, 6 months to a year is a pretty typical sales cycle. But if we get in, it's really hard for them to get us out because just like they had to take forever to vote us in, they're going to have to take just as long or maybe longer to vote us out. But again, they're going to have to get everybody in the building to agree. So that's another group decision that is going to take a while, which gives us a little bit more of a safety net. And if you're looking to start your own EV charging business, or even if you're a condo considering installing some EV chargers for your residents to use, then I'm happy to help. Feel free to send me an email at contact@strongenergy-ev.com. And as always, I'd love if you were to subscribe to the channel and keep following the journey. Thanks so much for checking in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.